Hey folks, it's been quite a while since I shot a video, so I thought, well, I'm making supper tonight. Why don't I do a quick video on how I spatchcock our chickens and we roast them in the oven. I was going to fix this on the grill tonight, but it's 46 degrees, so thought it's a good night to run the oven. So I grabbed out a couple days ago one of our homegrown chickens, and we use an organic feed, and they are pastured, so they are as good as a Cornish cross can get, I guess. They're pretty tasty. So I'm going to just quickly run through how I do this. I don't even have the battery charged on my microphone, so I'm trusting to the built-in microphone on the camera, so it's probably not going to be the best audio, but I'll do what I can. This is not one of your fancy cooking videos, and I know there's a million of them out there, so this one will likely just get lost in the mix. But what I just do it a simple way, rather than cut down the backbone on both sides. I used to do that with a big kitchen shears. I don't mess with that anymore. I just take a good chef's knife, get on one side of what my mom used to call the part that goes over the fence last, and then just run that knife right down one side of the backbone. Easy, and then just split it. And that's all there is to it. And this way now, since it's split apart, we can get in and get that final cleaning, get those internal organ parts that weren't taken out completely during the cleaning process. So we'll just get her all cleaned up. And then what I do is salt it. I just made up a mixture of, this is just a teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt, salt, and then a teaspoon of my all-purpose seasoning. For those of you who have cooked with me before know that I use it in just about everything. It's basically, in this case, it's basically equal parts of garlic powder, onion powder, and black pepper. No salt in it. So we're just going to loosen the skin. Just get in there with your fingers. Loosen the skin on the breasts on each side. And kind of get your finger down and loosen it around the thigh meat too, which is of course the best part of the chicken. So we're going to pour about half of this mixture down each. Not quite half, we're going to save that a little bit. And then, can't see very well. And then we're just going to get in there and try to kind of evenly distribute the salt over the breast meat. And if I had more forethought, I would have done this an hour or so ago and put it back in the refrigerator and let it kind of brine, but I didn't. So then with the remaining salt mixture, I'm just going to sprinkle it over the skin, and then I'm going to cut some potatoes and put them in, and then in the oven it'll go. I just quartered 4 organic red potatoes and just kind of strategically place them around the perimeter, outside perimeter of the chicken. And if you have more vegetables, you can, there's like a cave underneath. There's space to put some of your vegetables underneath the chicken. They just take a little longer to cook. I'm going to stick in the probe thermometer. I just stick it right in, get as close to the center of the breast as I can. I know some people use the thigh, but I always have good luck with the breast and just cook it to 170. I always use a thermometer. Otherwise you're cooking blind. So that way you know everything's going to be done just as it should be done. I don't imagine it's terribly fussy, the temperature. I tend to do them at 400. This one was still kind of icy in the middle, still partly frozen. So 400, and you know, we're using the thermometer, so it's not going to overcook. Okay, well, I just did her to 167. I figured that's a good even number here to get her to. Let's see how it looks. Oof. Yeah. Well, I'm just going to tent it. I'll tent it for about 15 minutes to let the juices kind of soak in there, and have some green beans from the garden from last year. That's a side dish. I'll zoom you in here and show you what she looks like. Yum. Rest for about 15 minutes. So why bother to spatchcock? Well, the big reason is so the breast meat and the thigh meat all cooks pretty much at the same time. They're all pretty much on the same level. The other reason is, as I showed, we can clean the cavity better, so the juices that come out of it are nice and clean, so we can make some really good broth or sauces with the leftovers. The other reason is the skin. All the skin is exposed, so it all crisps up really nice. And it just, everything just, when you brine, dry rub the salt underneath the skin and spatchcock it like this, and you can do the same thing on a grill. Just make a foil pan underneath to catch the drippings, but even the breast meat comes out good. And that's saying something. So until next time, it's Mark again with Backwood Basics. Let's grow together.